How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another deck profile from me, ScrubGames. And today's one we're going to go over is the Broly Maidens with the using the Broly Surge Leader. So, like you've probably seen, most likely, there is a popular deck with the Maidens being the Cell Maidens, where get turn 3, use the one-drop Rubrium to bring out a Jinmei to reduce the cost of all Maiden. I think it's Maiden Squadron in your hand by 2, so you can play the Zerline for 3 energy, or to basically spam out some cards, or even the Avatar, Rubrian Avatar for 3 energy as well, to have a board wipe and a triple striker Deadly Defender. We do use the Maiden package in this, but in this deck for a slightly different reason. And we'll go over that right now, just after I give a shout out to DBS Deck Planet. Best deck building website for Dragon Ball Super. If you haven't used them before, I recommend go check it out. Trust me, it's one of probably the best one in the game at the moment. Well, best one for DBS at the moment. Such a good interface, user friendly, and this is what I'm using right now. So if you have never used it but want to see how it's used, see what it's like, just check it out. Link to them is in the description below, and also a link to this deck list if you want to go and have a try it out. Have a look at it yourself, or even import it to Untap so you can have a try. Go ahead, because you can just go into the deck link that's in the description below, and then click on this Untap button up here, and import it straight into your Untap so you can give it a try. So getting into the deck, we used leader choice is the Broly Surge Leader. Reason for this is because the leader doesn't require a specific life total to be able to awaken, and also when it awakens, untaps 2 is what you want. So you want to make use of your energy during your turn. You need at least 4 energy to do the main play, and you want to go off on turn 3 because that's when it's live because of Rubrium. So with the leader, it's got it's got an auto on the front side where if you combo with a red green card, you draw 1. So this is in your turn, your opponent's turn. So when you swing, you can combo, and if you combo defensively to avoid taking damage, you can draw 1 then. And this way you can surge, so it means you got if you want to flip over, you must place at least 2 cards, 1 being red and 1 being green underneath it, and then you draw 2 cards, replace those 2 cards you put under it, and you untap 2 energy, which is really strong. And that's why we play. We got loads of green targets. The deck is mainly green, but we also have quite a few red targets. So if you put, say, a red-green card and a green card, the red-green card counts the red card, and the green card obviously counts as the green card. Or if you put a red-green card and a red card, same thing. The red-green card counts as the green, red counts as red. And then when you flip over, you do have a very strong effect on the lead, but it doesn't matter when it is. That just if it's live, you need to have free life to make it live. But if you don't, it's not a bother. It's just mainly the awaken. That's the main point of Ren's leader. But if you do have it live, it's going to activate battle of once per turn. If you lift at 3 or less, you choose 1 card under this card and place it in your drop area. You can choose 1 or 2 effects. Either choose up to 1 battle card in your drop area, combo with it, then just give the leader double strength for the turn. This has a really good interaction with Champa, where if you're attacking with, say, any other battle card, say like the Other Realm, and use the leader's effect to detach Champa or detach a card to target Champa in your drop and combo with it, you'll get double striking your leader for the turn. So if you haven't swung with it already, the leader now has double strike for the turn, and because you combo Champa, the battle card you swing in with will gain double strike for that battle as well. So that's a really good interaction. Reason why Champa's in, just to give you can have 2 double strike swings to make it easier. And the other effect, which is still quite strong as well, is choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, and kill it. Now, ignore and barrier is very strong, meaning that if your opponent's swinging with a battle card to try and finish you off, they have to consider that this effect, because if it doesn't have indestructible or permanent like the Gogeta chain for set 11 that says the card can't be KO'd, then they're going to be watching. They're going to be careful if they're trying to finish off with a battle card or trying to force you to use the effect before doing it. If they can't, they're going to be trying to finish off with their leader or unison, and that's the main way you want to defend yourself against those swings, because against a battle card, once you're free life or less, you don't have to really worry about it. That's it for the leader. So we go on to the deck. The main strategy involves Piccolo, and because of that, we play a full 4 copies of it, so a whole play set, and 3 assimilate to be able to search it. If you don't know what Simulate does, basically it's a 0 cost yellow extra card where you choose up to, would activate main, of you choose up to 1 green or yellow Namekian card with energy cost of 2 or less from your deck, add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. And so because the Piccolo is red and green, you can choose it. And the Piccolo's effect, so it's a 2 cost, 16k, red and green Piccolo. And the main skill about it is a double strike, and it has Alliance, which means that if your leader card is red, which our leader is because it's both red and green, it gains by tapping. So Alliance triggers by when you attack, you can choose up to any number of red and or green battle cards on your side of the board that aren't this card. Switch them to rest mode, and then this card will gain power equal to the card you switch to rest mode by that scale, and then you'll draw 2 by this card by Piccolo's effect, and then if your opponent has 3 or more life, you deal 1 damage to them. So it's really great, especially when your opponent's on 3 life. You can swing in this, trigger the Alliance, draw you 2, deal 1 damage, and then you only have 2 life left. And this card has double strike, so if you put you're going to be going all into this swing to finish them off. And if they don't have a way to remove this card from battle or KO or anything like that, they're obviously going to be either using all their hand or as much as possible to try and out-combo it, which would be hard because of the Alliance, or they're dying because of the swing. So as I said, because the main strategy requires these, we play 4 and 3, so you're essentially playing 7 copies of this card, so you're going to find it. And then as the deck profile title suggests, it's Brody Maidens, which means running a main package. And the main card, the other card for the main part of the strategy is Rubrian Pretty Cannon Unleashed. So it's a unique card, which means you can control 1 at a time. It's got an auto, which when it's played, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and it's 1 Green Universe 2 card or a heroine card. Heroine card among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So it means when you play it, you can potentially replace itself by grabbing something from the top 3. Top 5. One of the best types to grab is never copy itself, because that means if you're playing this earlier than your turn 3, if your opponent removes it, you know you at least got a never copy in hand to use. But the main reason why it's part of strategy is it's activate main of once per turn by bursting 2 and tapping 1 energy. If your leader card is green, which our leader is because it's red and green, or a heroine card, and you have 3 or more green energy. So before I go over it in a bit, with this deck you want to make sure you have 3 green energy, and to make sure you can play Piccolo, you want to make sure you charge turn 1, which is the best time to charge it, a red green energy. So you want turn 1 a red green energy, and the other next 2 turns, turn 2 and 3, you want to charge a mono green. So that way you've got all the energy. So that way you fulfill this condition, can still play Piccolo because one of your energy is also red, and have all 3 energy up ready to play the main strategy, which is this plus Piccolo. And then once you fulfill all that conditions and stuff, you can play up to 1 Green Universe 2 card with energy cost of 3 or less from your deck with a character name different from any battle card you have in play, then shuffle your deck. And the target you're going to have for this card is going to be Rosy Maiden Cunning. If you don't know what it does, don't worry, because it's not a card that's usually seen play, and it came out in Draft Box 5, but it hasn't been really utilised. Now with this, it's a free cost 15k, so it fulfills the conditions for the Rubrian, and it does have a useful auto, which is like what all of the, well, not all, but most of the Universe 2 cards from Draft Box 5 have, which is if it's removed from your battle area by opponent's skill or by being KO'd, you choose it to 1 green battle card entry cost of 2 or less in your drop area and play with the skills negated for the turn. So it's useful because if it gets KO'd, you can grab a Piccolo from your drop and play it straight to the board. So you have Piccolo out. You can get back the Rubrian 1 drop if you need, or Nappa. But anything that's green, that has green on it, and has 2 costs or less, you can play it straight from the drop with skills negated for the turn. So your opponent's turn, it doesn't matter. In your turn, it's good to have it place itself, to have for alliance or something. But the main reason it's played in this deck is because it's activate main of once per turn. You choose 1 of your green battle cards with energy cost of 2 in such an active mode. And what's green and costs 2 is Piccolo. Just means that after you swing with it in alliance, tapping say this Rubrian on the first one, you can then bring out the Rosie, use the effect, untap the Piccolo, and you can swing again the trigger alliance again. and that's your main play of the deck. Is turn 3, playing Ribrianne to potentially replace itself, playing Piccolo, tapping out free energy, and then swing with Piccolo, tapping down Ribrianne or if anything else you might have on board to trigger Alliance, draw 2, burn your opponent alive, swing with combo, swing with quite a hefty double strike, and then Awaken with lead, putting a red and green under it, drawing 2 cards and untapping 2 energy, then using Ribrianne to tap at one of those energy, mill 2, to play Rosie from deck, trigger Rosie, untap the Piccolo, and then swing Piccolo, tap down Rosie, and anything else you may have that you want to then trigger Alliance again, drawing 2 more cards, burning them for Never Life, threatening for more double strike, at least being 31 this time. And if they're not dead by then, you then got 1 more energy open. So if you lead a swing, you still have Overrun if you have it. So you could do things like play the Sarbuto, swing more double strike, rival in this to bring out this on basically so many things, but that's the main play, is dropping this Piccolo, swing with it in Alliance and using its Alliance twice in a turn to burn for at least 2 damage, threaten 4 potential damage from both its swings to put your opponent at least down from 8 to 2, and there's trying to finish him off with a really aggressive turn like that. What you can potentially do, which is probably the strongest part of the deck, and the probably strongest play in the deck, is if you're not able to get a dual color until turn 3, you can turn 1 play Ribrianne. Actually no. You can play the Piccolo if you've got the Piccolo already on board. So if you turn 1, charge a dual color, turn 2, play the Piccolo, and Alliance with it is still alive. You can turn 3, play the Ribrianne, get a search, swing Piccolo, Alliance with Ribrianne, and then use the effect of Ribrianne to tap 1 to play a Rosie, untap the Piccolo, swing again, tap down Rosie, and then Awaken Surge, untap 2 more energy, play a Never Piccolo if you have a Never battle card on board at all. Swing with that Alliance again, you can Alliance potentially 3 times in a turn. Or if you already have the free energy out again, play a Never Rosie if you have one in hand, untap the same Piccolo again, so the same Piccolo swinging 3 times and Alliancing 3 times. And good thing about that is you're getting, if you do Alliance 3 times, you're getting 3 burns, potentially 6 potential damage with the Piccolo, and 6 draws as well. Which is very, very strong. And you still only swing with the 1 battle card, and still have Leader Swing and Unison and things like that. But on with the rest of the deck to help utility and help you out. You've got the Rosie as an alternative target for to bring out from Ribrianne. So say if your opponent uses a counter to stop you from playing a card, you can bring this out because it's unaffected by deflect, but you won't get his auto. And it has a really good auto to use as alternatives play on turn 3, or even if they survive your turn 3 onslaught, which is if your leader card's green, which your leader is, or a heroine card. When you play this card from your hand, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, discards them, and then this card gains triple attack for the turn. So this is basically a free cost Ribrianne, but instead of just discarding 2, you also get 15k in body that can swing 3 times. You get 3 swings to force maybe more cards at the hand. Then you have a playset of the Ribrianne just for extra help on helping doing some hand control. If like for turn 2, if you've got nothing else to do, you can use this if you combo off with your leader, draw 1 and then make him discard 2. Or even after your turn for an onslaught, if they're still alive, if you have some of these in your drop, you can trigger them to reduce the hand size and make it harder for them to deal with swings Piccolo again. And then the other one we have, one of the other cards we have for the U2 package, or the Maiden package, is Kakunza, being a cantrip unique. So it's mainly just there to get extra draws, to draw more cards, try and search for your main plays. And also has the added benefit of Tactic Main for once per turn, by resting 2. If your opponent has 8 more life and free energy, 8 or more cards in hand and 3 more energy, you can get for 1 energy a 20k double strike. That's 20k until the start of your next main phase. And then on with the Super Combo Choice and Arrival package, we have 4 Nappa. So Nappa is essentially easy fodder for Alliance, because when you combo it in your hand, you play onto the board. So if you can swing the lead, combo this to get the draw from the front side, have this on board, so then you can play Piccolo and have a target for Alliance straight away. And it means you have 8 potential super combos in your deck, because when you combo from hand, as I just said, you play it, and then you can combo off again if need be. It's a very strong super combo, and very strong with this deck as well. And for overall, for our Alliance, not overall, we have SSB Gogeta, Resonant Explosion. And this is mainly in here because you can rival it in with Nappa, and the reason why we use it over Champa Beerus is because by arriving at it, it allows you to play SS Gogeta Acrobatic Warrior. Now this is a 4-drop that has permanent, which is basically unique, and has 2 water skills. One, that I just said, is if you play this Rival League Gogeta in, you can play it for free using its first auto, and the main reason why we prefer it to have this for an option is because the second auto of when this card is used, switch to rest mode by Alliance, you deal 1 damage to your opponent. Which means if you have this on board and switch it to rest mode with Alliance, you can do 2 damage, 1 with Piccolo and 1 with Gogeta. So if your opponent's down on 3 or less life, if they're on 3 life, you can swing with this, tap this down, put in 1 for Piccolo, then 1 for this, and they only have 1 life left to try and get rid of. Or if they're on 4 or less life, and you have these two together, you can then swing, burn 1 with Piccolo, burn 1 with this, and then still within double strike range for the Piccolo to push through the damage and try and kill him. Then the rest of the cards, the rest of the tech we have in here, we have 3 Topo, one of the best negates for red, and just deters your turn. And normally, if you're against an aggressive deck, on turn 2 you want to have this to help survive, because if they want to swing any more time, like with Violent Rays, it hits anything 20k or over, but if their deck spams at 15ks or anything like that, or just swings with leader, they're going to be able to swing, get past that. But at least this, it means that any more swings that turn, they're going to have to discard 2 cards to do it. And you want to survive until you turn 3 to go off on your main play. And the card we have is Zabuto Heroic Stat. So this is one of the 1-drop. When it swings, take a life to gain a 10k in a skill, or 10k, and become a 15k swing over the skill. And this is handy because it's searchable from the Ribrian if need be. Helps take a life so you can get down to 3 for your leader's effect to trigger on the back side, and also has more utility than a critical one, because of the fact it does 2 damage with double strike instead of 1, which helps against unisons more. And if you get opponent down to 2, you rather try and kill them while they're at 2 life with double strike than you would trying to get them down to 1 and finish them off with a single strike. Then for our unison stuff, we have 3 playset Demagra, basically best green unison in the game. And even if your opponent's swinging at this rather than your leader, you're still getting the cards to life and maintaining a unison with at least 2 markers. So yeah, Freeze alive. And then free Freezer, because it's great to have a free counterplay that can kill things if they're 7 cost or less and don't have barrier. And then lastly, for the other tech choices before we get to Overrealm, is 1 copy of Champa, just for an extra red card to have the C put under it, and the interaction with leader I went over earlier, where if you swing with a battle card and use the leader effect to combo this, your leader has double strike, and then the battle card you're swinging has double strike for the battle. And then the overall choice, I went with SS4 Bardock Fighting Against Face, because really don't need to worry about board clearance, because you have things like the Gogeta, the pop things, you have your Demagra Unison to pop things and stuff. So you don't really need to worry too much about your opponent's board, and this is blockers, and as I said, you've got ways to get around that. And this requires a lot of pressure by being 2 25k swings, and since you don't really need to drop, anything that really triggers and drop is the Ribrian, and when you need the skill even then, you can just attach a double multi-color from it to then still use that card as a combo if you need be. So your drop is not really needed, and this is great. As I say, a lot of videos, 25k is a perfect spot, because if your opponent wants to out-combo it with minimal cards, they have to use a super combo and then another card, which at least then with a super being at 25k, even if they use a super combo, they're either using a second super combo, which means you're using up 2 super combos in 1 swing, or they're using super combo and another card, which means at least that other card isn't gaining an advantage and losing a card from that way. and even then it's a great way to kind of pressure your opponent down to either 3 life to get so Piccolo can finish him off, or going from 3 life to 2 so you can finish off one of the many double strike swings you have in this deck. Or if you do manage to get swing it and put it down to 1, you have 2 swings with this then as well, 2 extra swings. That's enough for decks. That's the list. There's no secret rare in the deck because I found that most secret rares aren't very useful. Like you've got the red green 5-drop secret rare, which you're not going to be getting the 5 turn 5 anyway, so it's pointless. You've got the 8, but then the 8's more of a defensive secret rare to KO when your opponent's cards, like do what the leader does, but take energy, which you don't really want to be defensive. You want to be aggressive. With the black secret rares, you can probably potentially play the Kai, because you can play, but then you'll be mainly be using it as a 1-cost 40k really as a swing, and it's not that helpful. And you do have the lineage, and I think the best one probably is the lineage secret rare. Be able to grab on your opponent's battle cards to keep hold of, if need be. I'm not sure what I'll make space for it. Maybe take out the Champa. You got options taking out Champa, maybe reducing a Ribrianne down to 3, taking out Zarbuto, or yeah, it's up to your choice. But I prefer to not have a secret rare, so it's less expensive to have that secret rare in it, and also it's a card. Once again, a card you can't combo with. We are running so cards you can't be combo with. So if you draw Assimilate too late, or even more Piccolos or Gochi when you have the energy to do it, or the Unison, don't want to add more to that. But that's a secret rare you can have as an option. So as I said with the turn, you want to go turn 1, charge a dual color, turn 2, charge a green energy, and then depending on your hand, do what you want to do. You can either save Topo to survive, play the Piccolo if you've got something on board, trigger alliance to have it early, or set up, say, your Unison, maybe play the Ribrianne ready to have your turn set up ready. Maybe it's turn early, or having an extra energy up, energy not used, or use Ribrianne to make you limit their options by discarding 2 from the hand. Basically, turn 2 depends on what you've got, and then turn 3 is when you go off by charging that third energy being mono green, so you've got dual color and 2 green ready, and then you basically play a combination of playing the Piccolo and the Ribrianne down, swing a rival alliance, tapping down the Ribrianne, and then awakening and tapping 2, using the Ribrianne, tap 1 to bring out Rosie untaps the Piccolo, and Piccolo swings again, tapping Rosie to do another alliance. And depending on what you have in your hand, you can do a lot more than that, say like a rivaling the Gogeta, or playing a Zarbuto for more double strike, overwhelming and stuff like that. It all depends on your hand, but that's the main combination of putting those 2 down, being able to alliance twice in a turn to burn at least for 2 damage from Piccolo, pressure 4 life potentially with the Piccolo swings, and draw 4 cards as well to see a lot more cards. So you're like just pressuring your opponent hard while keeping an advantage as well. And now, just to give a view of how the deck functions, I have a game that I recorded. So this game was against a Android 21 deck, so it was going for quite a bit of time, because they were quite able to defend. So as you can see from my hand, I kept Piccolo, and so I've got at least a Piccolo to charge, and a Piccolo to play. I've got 2 Ribriannes which I can help drop to control the hand if need be, and I have also Zarbuto to help when they drop the Unison to put pressure onto it, and Champa just as a red card to put into my lead to have it ready, or even apply more pressure from my leader swing to get rid of the Unison if they drop it, because I know there's the Unison from Evolution Battle. So he goes first, wins the Frog goes first, charges the 17, plays the 18 to search for stuffing, I can't remember what it was, and then replace the energy with a any21 so you can charge the A17 next turn to use it without having energy exhaust. So I get the token on the board, try to maintain the token, but luckily my opponent's putting numbers on his field card to keep track of it. So I want to try and get some, try and draw into the Rubian 1-drop. So I swing, combo the Rubian, so it's in drop ready, and get a card. It's Rosie, which is going to come in handy later. And just go 15. Takes it. And I thought like I'm going to apply some pressure, put him down to low life so I can start burning him with Piccolo, so the Piccolo does a bit more, and then he's on a bit more defensive route. I swing with both tokens. Rather than make multiple tokens, I just put one token down and amend the numbers down as and when it goes for the game. So put it under 5, and then pass chunks, like I'll what you do. So you charge 17, use lead effect, get rid of all my tokens to draw a card and be on untap energy at the start of my turn or at the end of his turn. But he's going to draw one, untap energy. Then he removes the Ever Unison, the Ever token to play as Unison for free. As you can see, I'm not doing a very good job of removing the markers from the tokens that identify how many I have. He plays the Unison, so he got the Unison down. So I can't attack him with my tokens when I got it. Have it, and he's swinging at his leader. And since it's 15k, I feel like I'm gonna combo off a card to draw more, to make use of my leader to draw more from my deck, and then still take the damage anyway. So it's not nothing I need to worry about. And he plays the 2 cost 16 to ramp an energy, because I think his main aim of the deck is to go with to do the ultimate of the Super 17. So I finally see my 1-drop Rubian, charge the Rosie because it's not helpful in the hand. I get my 2 tokens, but I can't attack with them because of its Unison. So now I'm thinking of what to go for. So I decided to try and bait out this Trunks counterplay. Playing the Rosie, playing the Rubian, so to let that go. So look at the top deck, whiff, not see nothing, but it's on board, ready. And then swing it as Unison, because I want to try and take it out, so his Trunks is not live and ready. And I combo the Gogeta to get rid of it, because I don't really need it. Just go to 15 to take a marker off it. And now, so I can't swing with Unison, I can't swing with Rubian. That's one reason, so I played Rubian as well. I played it because his field card means that the first battle card I play, can't attack. So I played that first, so I can have to so I played a Zabuto. So now if it goes through, this can actually attack, and he doesn't stop it. So I swing the Unison. Now if he doesn't negate, which he doesn't, I can now take a life, give it up 15k double strike to kill that Unison. And luckily as well, I found my Demagogue as well, so I can play that next turn if I have the energy spare. So after that, I just pass. And he does his charge, tries to never Super 17. So he's seeing all the Super 17s. Gets rid of my one of my tokens. And interestingly enough, he decides to... I think it's the Zabuto. No, he doesn't choose to bounce anything. And then uses Predation to kill, instead of my Rubian, kills my Zabuto, because I imagine he's worrying more about it. I thought he was worrying more about it pressuring his leader down, and I'm expecting a Unison here, but he doesn't. I don't think he plays a Unison this turn, so he gets rid of Zabuto instead of my Rubian to go after. But doesn't play it. I thought he was getting rid of it so I don't pressure the Unison hard, but he doesn't play a Unison at all. Now he's got Unison in play, so I don't really have to worry about him counterplaying any of my cards. So I get my 2 tokens. So the first, because of the Field's card making it so the first thing I play can't attack, I decided to use the Rubian's effect to play out the Rosie, because the Rosie is going to be Alliance fodder anyway. It's going to be tapped down for Alliance. And by playing that first, anything now I play, like the Piccolo, can actually attack. So tap 2, play the Piccolo, check it is okay. So yeah, there's a lot of counter plays. Signal that it's fine, and now I'm going to go and swing with the Piccolo. 1 to burn the damage and put some pressure on. So he just does So he uses a Dimension Magic to stop the attack. But I'm still going to trigger Alliance, but I tap down the Rubrian because the attack's negated, so I can at least get the Alliance. And now I restand with the Rosie. And then I'll try so I can to restand the Piccolo and swing again. So I'm waiting to see if he gets the response. He's got no negate this time. So I trigger Alliance, tap down Rosie, burn a life, draw 2. Got to 31, double strike. Combo with the Nappa to make sure I trigger my leader's effect before awakening. Getting an Ever Nappa super combo, which is really strong. And I think, yeah, I'll leave it at 41k double strike because he can awaken, which I think is draw 2, which he does. And he's got to be combo, either takes the damage or he's combat a lot from it. So he's beaning. Comboing the so he's beaning to go make his lead 20k for the battle, and then combos off all his fill to go to 45. So he's got no more board, which I don't really have to worry about. He's got 1 energy open. I get to play the Nappa super combo because I combo with it. And now I decide to awaken by placing. Yeah, I'm thinking about placing the Demogorgon. I do place the Demogorgon down because it's not comboable from my hand, and the Champa because it's not comboable, I'm able to use by leader. Draw 2 on tap 2, and now I can play Never Piccolo to Lance again. So this turn, I'm able to drop, as you can see with the strength of the deck, I'm able to Lance 3 times. So swing at leader, see if he's got a negate. He doesn't have a negate, so I decide to tap that to trigger Lance, burn him with put him to 2, and draw 2, and now I could try and kill him, but I'm thinking he could have Hero's Lineage, so at least I want to put in a decent amount of pressure. So I'm going to use 26. At least put a lot of pressure on his hand, so he can't take this hit. And I've still drawn a lot as well, and I'm still at 6 life. So that counting, I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the Nappa in play as well. Yeah, just go 51k double strikes. Because I'm thinking easy, so I'll use 3 super combos if he does have them to outcombo this, and then another card to try and avoid dying. And from the looks of it, he doesn't play any draw super combos. It's just the Zeno. So he's able to bounce back a life, energy. So he's not drawn anything. He's just used a 10k. I think he used another one. So that's 2 super combos out of his hand. Two super combos out of his hand. Come out of this. He needs another 15k, but he's not drawn anything for this. He's just lost 2 cards. But there we go. He has to combo out 5 cards. 2 of them being super combos just to survive the attack. So I get to play the Nappa for defensive. And I think I decide he's got his energy open, and what I'm going to do is pass the turn. So rather than keeping it 2 and go for double strike, rather than giving more cards. So he charges to 6. So he's not that far away from doing his ultimate with the Super 17. So I've got 2 Piccolos he has to deal with. He removes the clone token or 2 clone tokens. Yeah, he removes the clone token from his leader to draw a card. Then removes the clone token to play the Super 17, the Android 21 there. Now he taps 5 for the Almighty Zeno. Now I have to remind him that his Android 21 goes as well. And he because he thinks because he's got barrier, it's unaffected. But I have to remind him that barrier only protects his cards from my skills, and because it's his own skill, it affects his card as well. And Zeno basically puts all our battle cards to the bottom, basically back into our decks. So I'm going to lose my whole board. Yeah, so all this goes in the drop. Also, Rosie triggers, but I forget to mention that until, well, make sure he wants to actually do that. He puts everything at the top and make sure he puts back the Zeno as well. And Rosie's going to trigger it as well to get myself a battle card from the drop. I think I do mention it a bit late, but it still goes through because the Rosie, as I said, if it's removed by opponent's skill in your battle area or KO'd, you get to play a 2 cost or less green battle card with its skills negated from your drop area. Now I will trigger that skill. I just forget it's a bit late to do it. Opponent's deciding to yeah, there we go. I remind him that I've got Rosie's effect. And looking at, I bring out the Zarbuto because that's a double strike. That's a double strike that I can swing with his, against his lead. So he's looking at top 5. He gives the 5 cards in hand, and he's going to be able to untap, tap a card. He's still deciding what he wants to do, but now I've got the Zabuto ready to swing him for a double strike, and I think I've got at least 2 Rosies, 2 Ribrians in drop to literally reduce his hand by quite a bit. So swing my leader, which is nice because, yeah, that's nice because it's putting my life down more, so I can use the leader skill. So he puts down the 821 as lead. So now next turn he can use its skills. So I decided to charge the Rosie. I tap 2 for Rubian, reduce because I think I'm thinking here I can use 2. Yeah, I can use 2 of these to reduce his hand. So if he has Baby Hatch, he can't use it on me to stop me attack. And if he's got any other negate, he's either gonna take a life and tap 2. But then he's down at 1, he doesn't have to worry. Yeah, so he has Dimension Magic, and he decides to just tap 1 to. Yeah, he decides to just tap 1 to negate, and now I've still got 2 tokens, so I decided to go. He's only got the Android 18 to combo with, so I make sure at the 20k, so if he combos off it, that's it. And I've still got 1 more token swing. So swing the leader first. Let's see if he's got any negates. He doesn't have a negate. But now I can swing with this. I know the max we can go to 20k, so I combo up to 20. And I've got at least 15k combo power in hand. And yeah, there we go. Yeah. Calls GG because he can't be doing anything else. So that is the deck. That's the deck list and a nice bit of gameplay as well, so you can see how it did. And as you can see, that was a perfect example on turn 3 about how aggressive the deck can be. As you saw, I dropped 3. I swung with Piccolo 3 times. One of them, the one I'd swung with twice in the same turn, and then dropped the second one to apply a lot of pressure. And if it wasn't for the Zeno, you could see he wasn't able to remove it. He had 2 Piccolos he had to remove, and a lot of other battle cards to get rid of to do it. And he ended up playing the Zeno to remove my whole board, and I still had a lot of cards to be able to finish him off afterwards. On why he had a lot of negates, his hand was reduced by the Ribrians as well, and was able to stop the onslaught. But that's the deck for you. So if you want to try, like the Maiden stuff, you want to try out with a different leader in the Cell Surge, welcome to try it. As I said, I think I said the link to the basically the link to the deck list will be down in the comment below. So if you want to check out for yourself without having watched this, it's there. But if you do want to give it a try, but you won't give it a try on untap, you can go straight onto the deck list, go straight to the untap back button over here, just under here, over here, and import straight into untap so you can give it a try. And I recommend giving it a try because it's very, very fun. As always, Feel free to subscribe if you want to keep it up to date on videos like this from me and content from me. That way you get notified as and when I drop videos of things like this. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment if there's anything I got wrong, that missed out, or you have any questions about the deck, or if there's anything you want to request for me to do, or any kind of videos you want. Feel free to put a comment down. I'll try and do that as well, or even respond as quick as possible. Thank you for watching. It hasn't been as long as the other one because it was quite a quick game because of how aggressive this deck is. And yeah, check it. Look out for new videos and more as they come. And I'll try and, as I said, I'm going to try and get more videos for deck profiles up like this, where I have the deck, go over the deck strategy and things like that, turn by turn play, and then have a bit of gameplay to show you how the deck functions. So you've got extra bit of knowledge there. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye now.